Instagram stories, poll ideas. That's what we're talking about today, and I'll make sure you finish watching this video with a bunch of ideas for you to try out on your Instagram stories. If you're new around here, I'm Phil. On this channel, I share practical advice to build your brand, including Instagram, blogging, content, and more. Consider subscribing for more of my videos just like this one, and hit that bell to be notified when I post next. Now let's talk all about Instagram story poll ideas. Today I'm in Medellin, Colombia, and the idea for this video came from another one that I made. In fact, it's my most viewed video ever, at least at the time of recording this. Instagram story questions sticker ideas. Who would have thought? If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll link to it somewhere over here. The time has come for me to grab my phone and we're gonna take a closer look at this together. Legend has it that when you use polls on your stories, it increases the likelihood that your audience is going to see this content that you work so hard to create. I can't talk about polls without talking about my friend Andrea. Her handle is It's a Travel OD, and I'm going to open up one of her highlights here so you can see an example. Andrea uses polls on almost every single story slide that she posts. And I think she does an amazing job of this, which is why I'm starting with her as an example. This really takes your stories from passive consumption to active, right? Your audience is engaging. So there are a few best practices and creativity, points here that she incorporates that I want to share with you. She's really, really good at storytelling, and she reels you into the story by letting you participate. A few things to note. She does not ever give a negative option on a poll, so a poll does not have to be yes or no. A poll simply is two options, and you get to decide what those are. So that's something, if you don't want to, get a negative reaction to something, then don't give people the option to say no. Just give them two distinct options to participate. My friend and client Giselle does a really, really good job of this. If I'm to open one of her Instagram stories, you'll see here's an example. Rather than saying yes or no, she gives two options: you're right or I'm in. Both positive sentiments, and I definitely recommend using that strategy here on Instagram. Now, another fun example of using the polls in an effective way is a brand that you've probably heard of, that you're familiar with, Target, a department store based in the US. If we go ahead and click on their highlights, I love in this particular section when they're having their audience vote. This is really a classic example of a poll, this or that. So they take the frame of the image, split it into two, okay? So your Instagram story size would be 1080 pixels wide by 1920 pixels high. In a, photo editor tool like Canva, you could use frames to essentially achieve, we go back here, this look, right? Two images, and then you put the poll right in the middle, and someone can vote the top one or the bottom one. Now, if you found yourself feeling limited by just having two options in a poll, here's another idea, which my friend Lucas, who I've talked about on this channel before, this is an example of what he used today. Rather than using the poll sticker, you can still achieve the same look and feel, if we go back here, by using the slider. Look at this, allowing people to select which emoji best describes their feeling. Now, when I use this tool, I save this highlight just for this little video. My favorite example is using the polls with some humor, in this case, some self-deprecating humor, right? Allowing people to get in on the joke. So this is a funny picture of me as a kid. And I did a little series when I was visiting home, and I had people choose what was more, quote, fierce. And so you can see I had a really decent amount of engagement on these because it was just, having some fun, not being too serious. Is a great example of where I talk about the inspiration behind a brand that I designed. They're going to increase engagement, interaction. This is going to drive more views on your stories. Instagram sees that as, oh, wow, people are really engaged in this particular story. When you start to ask your audience questions, it's going to let you understand them better, their tastes, their preferences. You're going to learn what kind of content they're going to want more from you. It's also a great way to get feedback in real time, right? Let's say you're deciding between two logos or two book covers or two designs. You could put those on Instagram and let people actually participate in that experience of weighing in. One more little example for you where this is similar to doing a poll, but not actually using the poll feature. What I did, if I click back here, what I did was use the slider again by typing out on 2 rows the budget, almost like a sliding scale for people to be able to guess. I got a lot of engagement on this for people to be able to vote, and then I revealed what the correct answer was. Just another fun little example. Hopefully you've gotten a few that are going to inspire you to try some out today. There you have it, some new ideas for Instagram story polls. Now, I hope you found this interesting. I'd love to hear what you think, or any lingering Instagram-related questions. Go ahead and put them in the comments below. As well, pop your handle down there and we can connect and keep the conversation going. I respond to those comments personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. It helps other people discover this video that we work very hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Next, I'm sharing through a few videos that I think you'll be interested in, Instagram related, of course. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching, and those videos are coming up next.